Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing a deck update of my Dark Magician Girl deck. Actually guys, a lot of you guys have been asking for an update of this, and we are going to be doing an update of the deck today. The deck is a very fun deck to play. It mainly focuses on Dark Magician Girl and the Magician Girl archetype, but it does have the Dark Magician engine in it, so you can go for more powerful plays with the deck. But without further ado, we will get into the deck profile, guys. So first off, we run our 3 Dark Magician Girl. She's the heart and soul of the deck. You can bring her out. She will get her effect, usually because you'll have a Dark Magician engraved at some point in time. So she is very useful in the deck, and we run her as a 3 of. If you guys don't know where this artwork came from, this is from the 2004, I want to say, with 2005 tin promo card that came out years and years ago. But yeah. Next we got our 3 Dark Magician. Like I said, he is pretty much helps out with this deck. Yes, the deck functions and focuses on Dark Magician Girl, but it also, you use the Dark Magician because he helps you give power plays to the deck through Magician's Circle and other ways, such as bringing out and using the effect of Dark Burning Magic, which I'll talk about later on, and some combo plays you can do with that. But you need your 3 Dark Magician to get your navigation plays off, to go for Magician's Navigation. You need it because you can't just rely on the Dark Magician Girls because it's too passive of a deck, honestly, I've found from playtesting. Next up, 3 Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod, your Stratos of the deck. It helps search out so many different pieces. So in this deck, you can search out your Dark Magical Circle. You can search out your Dark Burning Magic, which we'll talk about later on. But this card pretty much nukes your opponent's board. Then you can search out your Magician's Illusion, Dark Magical Inheritance, Dark Magic Attack, which you usually search out through Eternal Soul. You can search out your Magician's Navigation, which is your backbone play of the deck. It's the heart and soul of the deck, especially. And you can search out your Eternal Souls if you wanted to as well. So it can search out multiple different things. I should mention, if this is your first time understanding and watching a Dark Magician deck, be it Dark Magician Girl or Dark Magician, you cannot search out Eye of Timaeus through Magician's Rod, through Magician's Circle. You cannot search this card out. You have to hard draw the card. It is not searchable, even though it has Dark Magician in its text. If you don't believe me, you can go look up the ruling online, but you cannot add Dark Magician from through searching. You have to hard draw it through draw power. So, just for you guys out there that didn't know. But Magician's Rod helps you search out all those key targets I was talking about, and he's integral to your combo plays of the deck. We run 1 Apprentice Illusion Magician. She's not as good as she would be in a Dark Magician deck, but she still is good. I wish she had this card is treated as Dark Magician Girl when on field. It would help out so much, but alas, she still is a good card. You use her most of the time to add a Dark Magician to your hand by pitching a dead card out of your hand, so you can make your navigation plays more live or your Eternal Soul plays more live, things of that nature. She also can be a little collude in hand, but the reason I don't run multiple is because if you look at the Magician Girls, Earth, Water, and Wind, and Water over here, you don't have a lot of dark targets. So you only can really use it with Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician per se, but it's still a good card to have as a 1 of in the deck. More than that, not so much. If I was running a Dark Magician deck, I'd run it as a 3 of. In this version of the deck, you only run it as a 1 of. Next we run 3 Berry Magician Girl, which is your Stratos for your Magician Girl engine. She kind of also functions somewhat like Blue Eyes White Maiden, I guess you could say, but she's very useful, very powerful, and she helps you search out your Chocolate Magician and your Kiwi Magician, which are your best Magician Girl cards that you have next to Berry. But Berry's really good to have. Next we run our 3 Chocolate. Chocolate is your draw engine of the deck. You can pitch something that's dead. Usually what I'll pitch is if I have too many Dark Magicians in hand, I will pitch one, thus making my Eternal Souls play more live. Or if I draw a Dark Magician Girl, I'll pitch the Dark Magician Girl to get another draw to draw another card. So it's a very useful card, and I like it as a 3 of. You could run the Summoner Monk engine in the deck, but I decided to cut that because I was finding from playtesting a lot, the deck relies on normal summons a lot more than a regular Dark Magician deck. It relies very heavily on the normal summon. And you know, you have things like Barry you would rather normal summon, and you have things like Magician's Rod you would like to normal summon, and Chocolate is a good card. I wouldn't cut it down from 3 to 2 or anything like that, but you're relying on your normal summon as is, and Summoner Monk is another normal summon. So I cut the Summoner Monk engine to put newer cards in the deck to make the deck run more faster and get to its main combo play much more quickly. But still, 3 Chocolate Magician. Next we run our 3 Kiwi Magician. She is kind of like a mini Kalute for your Magician girls. She also works for Dark Magician Girl. Overall, she's a very, very good card to have. I like her as a 3 of. So she's very useful in the deck. Then we run our last monster. We run 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. This right away should tell you what I'm running in the deck and what I cut the Summoner Monk engine for, which is I cut it out to run 2 Spellbook of Secrets and 2 Spellbook of Knowledge. That is what I cut these the Summoner Monk engine out for, and some of the other stuff, which was good, but this helps you draw quickly because you can normal summon your Magician's Rod, get a search. If you have the secrets or some variation of this right here, you can pitch it, add another card, destroy your card, draw 2 more cards, set a whole bunch of cards, and pass. I've tried to make the Dark Magician Girl deck function like the Dark Magician deck in some ways that it's going to go off on your opponent's turn, and it has the element of surprise when your opponent goes off and like, oh crap, he's doing this. Dang. So that's what this deck is supposed to function like. So I like it a lot. It's very useful. It gives you a lot more draw power to the deck. I more consistently get to my big power play, which I'll talk about in a couple of cards down the road. But yeah, the Spellbook engine, definitely run it. If you don't have the cards, like you can't afford a Rudra or Knowledge, you can run things like Upstart Goblin, Pot of Duality. You could run things like, that's the things I actually cut out of the deck. It's just other consistent cards for the draw engine and the thinning and deck searching of this little engine right here. But you could run Pot of Duality and Upstart Goblins if you can't afford these cards right now. But yeah, I also love the fact that I got my hollow ones. They look so beautiful. But yeah, let's continue on with the deck. Next up, we have some one-ofs I'm going to talk about. We have Eye of Timaeus. Like I said, it's not searchable, but you can hard draw it. It helps you go through a myriad of different things. Your Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, your Amulet Dragon, your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and your Dark Paladin. That's what it helps you go for. And Dark Paladin does not require Buster Blader because of Eye of Timaeus is being used. Now, some people I know in Dark Magician decks, because of the new card we have, Dark Magician Knight, they like running double Eye of Timaeus. You could run that in the deck, especially if you wanted to cut the Spellbook engine, but I like it just as a one-of in the Dark Magician Girl deck. It's nice to have, but it's not as essential because you're not having multiple magical circles, you're not having a whole bunch of other stuff that you're setting and have to worry about being blown up necessarily. So, and plus I'm not running triple Eternal Soul, I'm only running one, double Eternal Soul and double Circles, so it's not as good, and it can get dead in hand sometimes. So I like it because you don't have as many targets for Dark Magician to go into. You only got 3 Dark Magician. You don't have the 2 other ones that are Dark Magician Illusion. So for that reason, 1 Eye of Timaeus, but you could bump it up to 2 of. And 1 Dark Magical Veil. I prefer this because you're running Dark Magician Girl, so you have your regular 3 Dark Magician. Alright, and you also have your 3 Dark Magician Girl for Dark Magical Veil here. So you can bring the Dark Magician Girls out as well with this card. If you have it dead in hand, so it can become a beater or something of that nature. And plus this revives from grave, so I like it as a one-of in the deck. It's really nice in this version of the deck. Next up, for your other spells, we run 2 Magical Circle. Like I said, you're not functioning in this deck on Dark Magician as much, and Dark Magical Circle works better as a 3 of in a Dark Magician deck, but in a Dark Magician Girl deck, I like it as a 2 of. And we're very tight for space as is, so 2 of Dark Magical Circle. Then we run the big power play of the deck. If you can get it off, you usually win the duel. And that is 2 Dark Burning Magic. This is a quick play spell, so you can use it on your opponent's turn. Pretty much this card says, if you control monsters whose original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. It's pretty much like a big nuke that you drop on your opponent and they lose everything, which is amazing. And people don't see this card coming. Only people that I've played against multiple times are like, oh, I know what he's setting up to do. And then they're like, okay, I got to prepare to do this and stop this card at the correct time. But if you've played against somebody that's never played against this deck, they're not going to know when to stop the play. So the main play is, I'll show you very quickly, is it's literally a 3-card combo, but you have to keep in mind every single one of these cards can be searched out. Alright? So if you have these 3 cards in your hand, alright, you have these 3 cards right here, you can blow up your opponent's board. Pretty much what you do is you have your Magician's Navigation, you have your Dark Burning Magic. You set both, you wait, you pass your turn, your opponent does everything he's doing, he's going off, doing all these crazy plays. Then you go, at the correct time, Magician's Navigation, bring out Dark Magician, bring out your Dark Magician Girl, okay? Chain. You chain Dark Burning Magic, nuke your opponent's board. It's as simple as that. And like I said, these 3 pieces right here are very easily searched out through the deck. You can easily search these out through Magician's Rod, Magician's Circle, drawing them. There's so many ways to add these pieces to your hand. So you're perfectly fine doing this. And I prefer 2 of because I find myself double nuking my opponents nowadays a lot more often. So that's why we run 2 Dark Burning Magic. The artwork is amazing, but it's a great card to have in the deck because you can easily just blow up your opponent's board. And I love it for that reason. So definitely a 2 of in the deck. Some people don't like running 2, some people like running 1 of because it's easily searchable, and I agree, you can do that, but I like 2 of. So that's just me. Some other 1 of Magician cards we run is Illusion Magic, Dark Magical Inheritance, and Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic Attack you can search out through Eternal Soul. It's a lot more important than the Magician Girl one that destroys monsters, and it's pretty much Regeki. The Dark Magic Attack takes care of back row, which I find is much more valuable. Dark Magical Inheritance, you banish 2 spell cards. You can easily do that a lot more with this deck with the spellbook engine. You banish your 2 spellbooks that you used. If you went Secrets, Rudra, that's 2 spells in grave already, so you can banish both, add another card to your hand for free. And then you have Illusion Magic, which adds 2 Dark Magicians from your deck or graveyard. So I like these 3 right here. They work out perfectly fine. So 3 of those. For your traps, we run, like I said, the Heart and Soul of the deck. Be it going off and using Dark Burning Magic. Be it going off like you do in a Dark Magician deck and using, where the heck is it? Your Magician's Circle here. This is your backbone of the deck more so than Dark Magician, because in Dark Magician you're usually just going off with Dark Magical Circle. In this deck you have Dark Magical Circle and you have Dark Burning Magic, so it's much more essential in the deck. You need 3 of this card. It is the backbone of the deck. And I love the artwork because literally you do what it does in the picture where you summon your Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl most of the time with this card. If you're using Dark Burning Magic, which is kind of funny, I find, in a way. For your other trap cards, we have our double Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul is essential to this deck because you can use it to protect your Dark Magicians and whatnot, and also Reborn Dark Magicians. You can also add your Dark Magic Attack. It's not as essential as it would be in a Dark Magician deck. It really isn't, so I would highly suggest as a 2 of in this deck, not a 3 of, because it's not as essential. It will get dead if you draw multiples in this deck very quickly. And one card I'm trying out new in the deck, I guess you could say, is 2 Lost Winds. Now, you could run, if you wanted to, cut another card out of the deck and run Solemn Warning and 2 Solemn Strikes. Alright, you could do that. You very easily could do that, and you can try it out if you wanted to. But I decided to try Lost Winds because a lot of my spellcaster monsters have low attack. Your Chocolate Magician's 16 attack, your Magician's Rod is 16 attack, Dark Magician Girl is 2000 attack, So on their own, they can't beat over stuff that easily. And usually what I was finding myself go for if I was running the Summon a Monk engine was going for Utopia the Lightning to beat over bigger monsters. But in this case, I like the Lost Winds a lot more because I'm able to cut that attack in half, negate the effect. But I get to cut it in half and then I can attack over it with a 16 beater much more easily than if it was, you know, something else. So it gives me the ability to run over with my smaller monsters, and I get to negate the effect. So that's why I chose it over Warning and Strike. 95-98% of the time, I'm going to choose Strike and Warning, but because the fact this allows me to have the attack and be able to make it easier to run over with my smaller monsters, I like it for that reason. So double Lost Winds. You could run something else. I have these supers I've had for a while now since Astro OTS Pack 5 came out, but yeah, double Lost Winds. So that is the main deck. Let's go to the extra deck very quickly. You have your spell targets here for your Eye of Timaeus, your fusions for your Eye of Timaeus, your Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and your Dark Paladin. These are your targets for your Eye of Timaeus. So, oh, by the way, this works with Kiwi Magician because it has Dark Magician Girl in the name, so you can use Kiwi Magician if you want to go for that. So say I made this, destroyed a card, and I attack with something, you can use Kiwi Magician with this, I believe. A judge friend told me that. If he's wrong, I apologize, but it's only come up like once ever. But if that ever happens to you, go right ahead and do it. Next we have for your rank 7s, which you usually go for, your Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, your Big Eye, your Dragosack, your number 28 Titanic Moth, and your Ebanon Illusion Magician, which are your standard stuff to go for. Then you also run, lastly, your Ebanon High Magician. So those are all your level 7s. You do run some level 4s because you do have the Chocolate Magicians, and sometimes you go for a level 4, but you do have Castell if you do go for level 4s. Trapeze, Performer Pal Trapeze Magician, and I do run a Utopia package just in case that comes up. Just in case. Also, I run 2 tokens just in case, but I usually use them for my link markers. But yeah, my double tokens here of Yugi Moto. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed that deck profile. I love playing with Dark Magician. It's a very fun deck to play around with. It functions very well now, especially with the Rudra engine. If Rudra or the Spellbook engine ever does get hit on the ban list, you can run things like Max C and just more draw cards to get to your combo plays, really. Or you could even tech in Allure of Darkness if you want to go down that route. But till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you.